Even though Idaho is known for its potatoes, the state has way more to offer than just French fries. Most of Idaho is actually mountains. And so fact number 1, Idaho is known for its outdoor recreation activities. We have 23 state parks, 10 national forests, 1 state forest, and 2 state fish hatcheries. Hunting, fishing, skiing, backpacking, mountain biking, all of those things are big deals here. And let me talk about fishing for just a second. We have 38 different species of fish in the Idaho rivers. The most common is the rainbow trout, but we also have brown trout, cutthroat trout, brook trout, golden trout, bull trout. Idaho is actually the largest supplier of commercial trout in the United States. We have more trout here in Idaho than in any other state. Hunting is a big deal here as well. We have large deer, elk, and antelope populations. And if you're a river enthusiast, Idaho is the place for you. Idaho has more river miles than in any other state, 3,100 miles of river. We have the deepest canyon in America here. It's not the Grand Canyon. Hell's Canyon is 8,000 feet deep at its deepest point. We also have falls that are taller than the Niagara Falls. Shoshone Falls are 52 feet taller than the Niagara Falls. And if it's a cold day and you want to warm up in some warm water, Idaho has more soakable hot springs than in any other state. So there's a ton of outdoor activities to do here in Idaho and plenty of space to do them in. 60% of the state is public land. 2, Idaho has the highest population growth rate in the United States. Currently, this is September 2020. We have about 1.83 million people that are living in Idaho. And since the beginning of 2020, we've grown at a rate of about 4.1%. That's the fastest growing rate in America. The next highest state is the state of Utah, which is growing at a rate of 3.83%. We're the 39th most populous state, but we might not stay in that low position for very long because Meridian is the fastest growing small city in America, which is defined as a city that has about 100 to 150,000 people in it. And Boise is predicted to have the top performing housing market in all of America in 2020. Currently, we have about 229,000 people living in Boise and about 600,000 people living across the Treasure Valley. 3, Idaho is a red state, but it hasn't always voted Republican. Idaho became a state on July 3rd, 1890, and the first presidential election that they voted in was the presidential election of 1900, in which they voted Democrat. They also voted for the Democratic nominee in 1912 and 1916, and then from 1932 to 1948, they voted for the Democratic nominee every single time. Since 1968, though, Idaho has consistently voted for the Republican nominee in the presidential election. To sum that up, Idaho voted Republican in 21 presidential elections and Democrat in 9 presidential elections. The current governor of Idaho is Brad Little, who's a Republican. Our 2 state senators are Republicans. The state Senate has a Republican majority with 28 Republicans and 7 Democrats. And the state House also has a Republican majority with 56 Republicans and 14 Democrats. The current mayor of Boise is McLean. Now, even though that's supposed to be a neutral position, a lot of Boise residents are dissatisfied with her because she's been trying to institute what they think are some Democratic policies, and she also publicly supported Joe Biden at the Democratic National Convention.
For our next president, Joe Biden.
By the way, there's not very many famous people that have come from Idaho, but Sarah Palin was born in Sandpoint, Idaho, and lived there for 2 months before she moved with her family up to Alaska and eventually became the Alaskan governor.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Now, this has a lot to say about what Idahoans like. They hate big government, they love their freedom, and they love their guns. Fact number 4. Right now, Idaho ranks number 1 in the states in financial stability.
Show me the money.
The August 2020 tax revenues came in higher than forecasted, and right now, the Idaho employment rate is better than 47 other states. At the end of August, Barron's Financial Magazine ranked Idaho number 1 in the states for credit worthiness. Now, although Idaho has state debt, I think it's ranked number 43 in the states. It's ranked number 5 overall as far as the whole financial picture of the state is concerned. And real quick, the state's minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. The sales tax is 6%, and the state income tax is on the higher side of the spectrum. On average, employees pay around 1 to 7% in state income tax. The good thing though is Idaho does not have an inheritance tax. And as far as the poverty rate is concerned, Idaho ranks number 28 in the nation, which is right in the middle. And the state poverty rate is exactly the same as the national poverty rate. So overall, Idaho sits in a very good financial position. Fact number 5, the 3 major industries in Idaho are manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism. Micron has their world headquarters based here in Boise. HP has some offices here, and spread throughout the state, Idaho has been producing other high-tech equipment, plastics, and electrical equipment. On the agricultural side, I already mentioned potatoes, but Idaho is also a top producer of cattle and dairy products, as well as trout, sheep, wool, and other commodities. And beer drinkers will like this. The Elks Farm in the north is the largest hop farm in the world. They grow most of the hops used by Anheuser-Busch in their beer. Finally, tourism. Much of that entire industry is connected to the outdoors of Idaho. So that's the skiing, the snowmobiling, the backpacking, hiking, and all of the food and drink connected to all of those outdoor activities. That's a huge industry here in the state of Idaho. Fact number 6. Idaho strives to be one of the cleanest states. Now, you'll notice that immediately when you hike around in the mountains or in the foothills. There's almost a complete lack of trash anywhere you look. But on the industry side, Idaho really strives to produce clean energy. Currently, we're ranked number 11 in renewable energy. Interestingly enough, Arco, Idaho was the first city in America to be powered by atomic energy in 1955. 6 years later, the reactor melted down and put an end to that project, unfortunately. But even today, Idaho is striving to produce clean power. Nearly 50% of our power comes from hydroelectricity, which makes us the second largest producer of hydroelectricity in the United States. In 2019, Idaho pledged to become 100% clean energy by 2045. What that means is no more coal, and we'll just have to wait to see if that happens. Finally, fact number 7, Idaho is a safe place to live.
That guy's not a criminal mastermind.
All of Idaho's cities are beneath the national and state rate for violent crime. Every city in Idaho has a violent crime rate of less than 2.5 crime incidents per 1,000. Now that's below the national crime rate, which is 3.7 incidents per 1,000.
Only we have badges, which means you are done.
All of Idaho's cities are also below the national property crime rate, which is 22 incidents per 1,000. All of our cities have a 14.6 property crime rate per 1,000 or below. And just recently, US News ranked Idaho number 5 overall in violent and property crimes. If you're wondering about what the safest city in Idaho is, Rexburg is ranked number 1. The second safest city in all of Idaho is Haley, which is where I lived for 6 years. And what about Boise? Boise is a bigger city, so there's going to be a little bit more crime, but over the past several years, we've experienced a downward trend in property and violent crime. Okay, well, what did I miss? Is there something about Idaho that you know that I don't? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to know what it's like to live in the capital of this state, click on that video right there.
She loves me, yeah, she needs to know.